Bank account looking like yikes. I went from feeling all kites to putting it in my block. New Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie got the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that check into golf. A lot of these look lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans.
Let's get it. All right, ready? Don't fix you
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All right, Luka team.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
We're good.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
I got him. Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game. And they reacted poorly on that one.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
And they'll go on the ground. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it a 2nd down. go with the ground attack here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, that's Woods. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
On 3rd down, that's Woods. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Wentz now on 1st down. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And here comes the Texans now. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Four down.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep. He's got him in. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texas. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson keeps himself upright. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
95, 95. 14.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. To throw, it's Wentz. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Four down. Be ready for one word.
On 2nd down, Wilson steps away to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. Here's Brad Wing now to punt it away on 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 8. Team. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Empty. Ram. Shift. 657.
They'll run it down out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
74.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Ram.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now a handoff looking right. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Ram. The other side, solid.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Let's fly two. Hey, empty.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Wentz.
I know when I was
trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw, and Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Let's 5-3. Let's force Tokyo.
game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Go, go. Hey, ram. That's it. Go.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
This 5-7. Trey 15. Trey 57.
Wentz to throw on second down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. The Jaguars on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Wentz. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Miller with first down and more. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. 25 yards to pick up there and also a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good...
And they'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Sunday!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now Wentz on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
What part did they went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Gotta go.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it again with Miller. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down.
Hey, over here. Gotta go. Hey, check 51.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Jags. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief there when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On first down, Wentz gets this one left side to Pettis, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Lion. Lefty.
From midfield, here's Wentz. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9.
Flag, come on. 46 down, man, 5-4. 2 Jet.
Now Wentz. And he finds Seals Jones complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Hang in there now.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
Lefty.
Wentz now to throw. Man open left side. It's Williams. Williams loses the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Lion.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. And Adams has it complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Sunday.
Now Wentz again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he is out of bounds here. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
There's 5-2. There's 5-7.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. That offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Again, it's Miller. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Brad Wing now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Adams. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. On 1st down, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Pass incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
You got 4. Tempo, baby. Let's go. Let's go to work. Come on. Good, guys. 4 down. 4 down.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Here's Brad Wing now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take it to the 42. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they try the right side here. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense. And this offensive line is really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Spins by. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. On play action, it's Wentz. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
We're good.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Go.
To throw, it's Wentz. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here's Wilson to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. From the gun, it's Wilson. Being chased out left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Stephon Anthony in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Texans on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Don't take forever, okay? Let's go. Be serious right here. You got to step it up. 14. Kill. Slam. Fair.
Back to throw. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. He'll look to throw. Underneath for Miller. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Wilson now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Check 50. All right, 480.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Shotgun. Zebra.
He's back to throw. And a 3rd down pass falls incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Down 4 late, got to go for it here on 4th down. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
14. 380. 12. Let's go, 14.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Good bounce back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Jaguars, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.
Every time I get another